Alright, y'all. I see a lot of dudes talking about flying overseas to be able to find real love because women in the West is just not as traditional. And I just finally believe it's time to have a real talk about this passport bro lifestyle and what it actually really means and why like I could never become a passport bro. Now let's get right into it. So for everyone who doesn't know, what is a passport bro? So a passport bro is men who travel overseas to places like Thailand, Philippines, Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic to find women that they find more traditional or feminine looking than the ones in the West. Now you might be wondering, why is it gaining traction? Well, the top reasons would be because a lot of men in the US are absolutely frustrated with the dating culture here. They're tired of feeling undervalued and underappreciated for all the different things they'll do within a relationship. And lastly, it's an idea that the women internationally are easier to deal with and date than the ones here. Now let's talk about why I can't be a passport bro. Because within that definition, there's definitely some truth, but there's also some lies. Now, one of the first things is a lot of passport bros, they want women that need them, but not actually want them, okay? Did y'all notice that all the countries I mentioned, what's one of the big difference between the US and them? Our money translates way stronger over there. And so when someone from the US, you could make 70K here, and then you go to a country like Thailand, and now you are a prize, right? Like all the women, they like, oh my God, big money, US man, you feel me? What's the difference here? The only difference here is that your 70K is just average, right? It kind of, if you don't have anything else going for you, that just makes you just regular like everybody else, and so you don't stand out. And so only thing that's shifting is you're still paying for the women when you get there, because they ain't gonna talk to you if you made 10,000 a year and you're in that country, right? And so you're literally doing the exact same thing, but you're just doing it in a different country, and you're trying to articulate it as, oh, well, these women appreciate me more. No, if you made 200,000 here, then women would treat you the exact same way as they do in those other countries. The problem is you don't want to step your game up in the country where you live, so that way you can be respected here by other women from a financial level to be able to get them too. Which brings me perfectly into my second point why I couldn't be a passport bro. If you can't win here in the US, that's a you problem. There's way too many times where men are like, oh, women are so difficult here. No, they're not. Confidence, social skills, self-improvement, these things work everywhere. You just don't want to apply yourself to be able to take yourself to that next level. Why? Because in the US, it will challenge you. Do you know why? Because competition here is at an all-time high. And so you can get away with the nonsense of going overseas because of the financial gap that you'll have there. But how many of those dudes actually get there and are really just able to even attract all the women they want with their pizzazz? No, they are literally just paying for vagina. You know what I mean? The amount of people I know that have went overseas and they get the most attractive woman ever, they never mention that, oh yeah, but it costed me $200 a night to be with them. That doesn't count. You can't tell me, oh, I've been with a 10, but you paid for it. So everybody's been with that 10. And I know people will be quick to be like, but bro, someone else's leftovers is your treasure. All right, say that nonsense for the people that's the passport bros. At the end of the day, you can get women no matter where you're located if you are that guy. If you actually work on yourself, if you actually improve yourself, if you actually look to change your life. I'll tell y'all a great story. So I went to Hawaii on vacation, right? And when I got there, the timeshare and everything there when I was there. And while I was there, I ran into one of those video vixen girls that be on IG, okay? So she approaches me right off the back, and yes, exactly as everybody worries about, she was seeing who I was and what I did and how much money I made, because naturally I was staying in like one of the nicer places there. Right off the bat, when she started talking, we chatted for a second, and I said to her, I said, hey, I'm on vacation, so I'm here to have fun. If that's your energy, we gonna mesh. But don't keep talking about money, job, or any of those other things, because it isn't going anywhere outside of that. Do y'all know, right after that, she was like, damn, Okay, got it. I said, because, and I followed up, I said, because there's probably a lot more about you that you never get to share because you're so busy always trying to chase after that winner instead of just being yourself and having fun. She had on, bro, designer everything. She had the diamond Cartiers on, bro. She was flexing. I just want to throw that out there, getting to the bag. Probably some dude paying for it. But at the end of the day, we ended up having a great time together over those couple days. I spent $0. Okay, we went out to dinner, but like that's just normal to do if you're with somebody. And she paid for herself, by the way. And we had a great time. No money spent. And then once we left, we went about our business. And we even had a conversation at the end on like, would we keep in touch? And I was like, most likely no, because our lifestyles are just astronomically different. Like, you want to live the super bougie lifestyle. I said, I do not, but this was fun. And she was like, yes, it was fun to just be myself. And we went our separate ways. So if you are struggling with women, that's a you thing. And so just work on yourself so you can actually be able to get more. It's possible. My final thought here is gonna be this. If you want to be respected by women, start by respecting yourself. Stop looking for an easier option and actually look to improve your life. I honestly didn't realize that men are as lazy as they are until I was watching one dude's channel. I'm gonna give him a shout out. It's FitX Fearless. And I had it playing in the background one day, and men called into him to be able to get life advice and different things like that. And the amount of dudes who be like, oh yeah, I want a 9 or a 10, and they completely out of shape. They live in their mom's basement. Some of them ain't got a job. They have nothing going for themselves. I was like, oh my God. Men are so quick to say how women got these unbelievable standards, and sometimes they do, but men think the exact same way. I was like, how do you never go to the gym, but you like, I want a woman that's fit? How do you not have a job, but you complain about having to pay for stuff for women? You can't. So what are we talking about here? It's like, how do you have no inspiration, no drive or anything, but you're like, I want the woman to look up to me and follow my lead. Follow you to what? Homelessness? So it's just like, what are we talking about here? At the end of the day, work on yourself, improve yourself, get better. And while it's not gonna be easy, it shouldn't be. Grind. Grind, grind. You can build the life you want here in the States. You don't gotta run off and sleep with prostitutes the rest of your life, all right? But man, tell me y'all thoughts. Are the passport bros really onto something? Or is it like I said, and men are just getting complacent and comfortable, and so then they rather go somewhere where they would be the prize over having to actually work on themselves and be able to attract women? I would love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see everybody at the top.